Management. There is medical management and surgical management. In the medical management, mild, moderate and severe AS, so moderate to severe AS to be treated. Mild to moderate it doesn't require any treatment other than medical in form of medical management. Sometimes symptomatic treatment may be required only. So patient with severe AS, one area is less than 1 centimeter square. Strenuous physical activity and competitive sport should be avoided because these may cause hypotension. And patient may have sudden vertigo, dizziness and syncope. Even in the symptomatic, care must be taken to avoid dehydration and hypovolemia. Again, these causes anemia, dehydration and hypovolemic state may cause hypotension and decrease cardiac output. So medicines used for treatment of hypertension or CAD including beta blocker, AS inhibitors. These are the safe drugs for the case of AS who have preserved LV function. So ACE inhibitor and beta blocker, these are also used for the hypertension and CAD cases. Nitroglycerin helpful relieving an angina pectoris in the elderly patient with having AS with CAD. So AS with CAD, nitroglycerin is used. And retrospective studies suggest that patient with degenerative or calcified AS who receive HMG coenzyme reductase inhibitor in the form of statin, these slows the progression of the degeneration. The statins are used for atherosclerosis. These are the anti-atherosclerotic drugs, but these can be HMG coenzyme reductase inhibitors. Statins can slow the progress. So whenever these elderly patients coming to with the AS, aortic stenosis, who have a degeneration changes with calcification, you can start a statin along with ACE inhibitor and beta blockers if they are not contraindicated. Any valvular heart disease requires some kind of prophylaxis for the endocarditis, usually in the form of regurgitant lesion like ER, MR. These have more chances to infective endocarditis. But in the cases of AS, aortic stenosis, we can use the endocarditis who have prior history only. Otherwise, they have no need of the prophylaxis, antibiotics. Surgical treatment, asymptomatic patient, calcified AS, severe obstruction should be followed carefully for development of symptoms, for evidence of deteriorating of the LV functions, because only at that case only we have to use for the surgical treatment. Indications for surgical treatment in the severe AS, obviously valve areas less than 1 centimeter square. They should symptomatic. Chest pain, shortness of breath, recurrent syncope. Those who exhibit the LV systolic dysfunctions, ejection fraction is going to less than 50%. Obviously, these patients should be symptomatic when there is a ejection fraction is going to lower side. Bicuspid aortic valve disease, aneurysmal root or agentic root dilation. Patient is asymptomatic, moderate to severe, who are referred to for coronary artery bypass grafting. So these should be taken for the AVR, aortic valve replacement, along with bypass, usually in the elderly patients who have a moderate to severe even indicated. Otherwise, indication is surgery is only the severe symptomatic. Relative indications who have chances to CAD, coronary artery disease, so advised to treadmill exercise, and who have abnormal response to TMT, treadmill test. So these patients also indication for the surgical treatment. Rapidly progressing AS. In the serial echo, is suggested there is a rapid progression and symptoms are rapidly progressive. Even in moderate to severe AS, there is an indication. Very severe AS defined by aortic valves at more than 5 centimeter per second and the gradient is more than 60. These also have a low operative risk and should be indicated for the surgery. Excessive LV hypertrophy even in the absence of systemic hypertension means there is severe AS and chances of LVF is more. These patients may land any time in the heart failure. So before going to the LV failure, there is a low operative risk, so patient should be advised for surgical treatment. Operation should be carried out promptly within 1 to 3 months of symptoms onset, and low flow, low gradient, severe AS with reduced ejection fraction, perioperative mortality risk is high, and evidence of myocardial disease may persist even when the operation is technically successful. The chances of myocardial infarction is same. Long-term postoperative survival correlate with the preoperative LV function, obviously. In view of the even worse prognosis of such patients when they are treated medically, there is usually little choice but to advise valve replacement when there is a contractile reserve can be demonstrated by the dobutamine stress echo. Means sometimes patient is doing good on medical management, but these patients may have worse prognosis because when we go for dobutamine stress echo, that is abnormal or may suggest these patients may have LV function deterioration in future. That is defined by the more than 20% increase in stroke volume after dobutamine challenge. According to many patients with calcified AS or elderly, particular attention was to be detected to adequately for hepatic, renal and pulmonary function should be normal. Because AS usually seen in the elderly patient due to the degeneration and calcification, and atherosclerosis is the main underlying pathology, and these may go side by side along the hepatic, renal and pulmonary involvement also. So there is a hepatic involvement, renal involvement and pulmonary functions are abnormal. EVR may not successful in these cases. So age alone is not a contraindication, even go for the elderly patient and even in the childhood age. The perioperative mortality rates depends to the substantial extent to patient's preoperative hemodynamic state. Prognosis, the 10-year survival rate after aortic valve replacement is approximately 60%, that is quite good. Recommendation regarding all type of valve process, either it may be a mechanical or tissue, must weigh the trade-off between durability and thromboembolism and age. Elderly age and childhood age, chances of thromboembolism, chances of bleeding and chances of other organs involvement. So we have to decide the aortic valve process either in mechanically or tissue. Mechanical means metal. These have a long life. So patient is in a childhood age, mechanical is preferred, while in the elderly age group, tissue process is a choice. Bioprocess are favored for ASM more than 65 years. Or we can say then the elderly age group, tissue prostheses are used. Homograft EVR is usually reserved for patient with aortic valve endocarditis. Then after the EVR, percutaneous aortic valvuloplasty. Usually bicuspid aortic valve disease in the young patient or childhood age group, or non-calcified type of AS, a patient is in adulthood, percutaneous aortic valvuloplasty can be done in these patients because there is a long life. So after the this conservative treatment, we can plan later on stage aortic valve replacement. It is not commonly used as a definitive therapy in adults. It is a transitional therapy. Later on we have to go for AVR as a final treatment. So in patient with the severe calcified AS, because of a very high stenosis rate and the risk of procedural complication, it has been used successfully as a bridge to operation. So we can say this is a transitional stage. Another is transcatheter aortic valve replacement. That is treatment for AS has been performed with increasing frequency and the probability of high intermediate surgical risk adult patient. Usually one of two available system processes like a balloon expandable valve and a self-expandable valve. TAVR is most frequently performed by the transfemoral route. Although the trans-LV apical, subclavian carotid can be used, but there is a transfemoral is the most suitable. Aortic valvuloplasty under rapid RV pacing is performed as a first step in the sufficient size of the processes. Patient with bicuspid aortic valve are not candidate for transcatheter type of valvuloplasty. Procedural success rate more than 90%. Elderly patient with severe AS who are considered inoperable. TAVR compared with the medical therapies, the survival rate is 1 to 2 years is significant. TAVR is associated with an early hazard for a stroke, higher incidence of post-procedural paravalvular aortic regurgitation, a risk factor for mortality over the next 2 years. So TAVR have more complications in the form of embolization. Embolization causes stroke, or there may be paravalvular. After the valvuloplasty there is a paravalvular leak, that's why there is a aortic regurgitation. And post-procedural infections rate are high. Overall mortality rate is 1 to in the next 2 years is high. Overall outcome with this transformative technology have been very favorable and have allowed the extension of AVR, that is also used as a bridge therapy. Next is the aortic regurgitation. Aortic regurgitation, primary valve disease or root, or there may be combination of aortic root and valve. Valve may have regurgitation. Along with this, there may be aortic root dilation that causes regurgitation. Sometime in the syphilis, like most common infection in the previous days, there is a chances of aortic regurgitation for more. There is both aortic root dilation and the aortic regurgitation. In next class, we will discuss how the primary valve disease and the aortic root disease causes aortic regurgitation. How can we identify the case of aortic regurgitation clinically?